Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing inequalities. This is standard A.3D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 43, which is a new item type called graphing, off the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So take a look at this. We need to actually graph on this. So we're pretty sure that we know how to graph inequalities, but this is a new way to do it on the STAAR test. So let's solve it first. Okay, let's solve it. I want to solve it before we start playing around with it. So I'm going to make a small grid size so we can actually try to kind of solve it on there. Then we'll play around with the features on that. So what do we know about this? We've got this inequality here. Okay. So if we think about it in slope-intercept form, okay, so I've got my y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 2. What do I know? Well, this is my y-intercept. So that means I'm going to put something, my y-intercept is going to be positive 2. All right, so let's add that point right there. Okay. And this isn't the actual answer. I'm just drawing on the graph paper. We're going to have to close this down a little bit and actually use the actual graph they give us. But I want to make sure we have a good answer first. So we know that's our y-intercept. What's the other thing we know? Well, we know this is our slope is, we don't have a number. We don't have a coefficient. It's just a negative x. Well, if there's never a number in front of something as a coefficient, you can always apply 1, because anything times 1, right, is just 1. So our m is negative 1. But remember, our slope is always the change in y over the change in x. So we need a fraction. So how can we turn negative 1 into a fraction? Well, hopefully we know by now you could turn any whole number to a fraction by simply putting it over 1. So what this means now is we are going to have a slope of minus 1 on the y-axis. So we're going to go down 1. And then we're going to have a plus 1 on the x-axis. So we're going to go over 1. Okay, so down 1 over 1. So this is going to be my second point. Right? So I can put that right there. And that's going to be at the minus 1, negative 1. Remember, it's not quite 100% accurate because we've got that grid behind it that doesn't quite line up. Maybe I can move it over a little bit. Now we'll just kind of leave it like that. No, we're going to have to put it on that 1, 1 point. So those are my 2 points, right? So my 2 coordinates are going to be the x of 0, y of 2, and then I need the x of 1, y of 1. Okay? So then we know that we can just connect a line that kind of goes through there. Right, so it's going to kind of look through this. The only other choice we really need to make is where do we shade? Right, so we always shade with an inequality. And since it's greater than, let's turn it back onto the draw feature. There we go. Greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. Right, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to are going to be solid. Okay, if it's just less than or equal, it's going to be dotted. And then the greater than or equal to, that is going to shade above the line because it's greater than the line. Less than or equal to are going to shade below the line. So I've got a greater than or equal to, right? So that's what I need to make it look like. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. I'm going to move that over here. So it says I need to select the line, solid or dashed. I want solid because it's greater than or equal to. To graph a line, select 2 points. Okay, so I said I wanted my 2 points to be at 0, 2 and 1, 1. So let's just click 0, 2 and 1, 1. Now I need to select the solution set, and then I need to select above, see if that matches. Right? If I wanted to select below, I can select it below, but I do want it to be above. And yeah, that looks like it matches. That's my answer.